Call me crazy, but Twisters isn't just a fun film. It's actually a great example of what to do the next time you are thinking about taking someone out on a date. All you need is a problem to solve together and a little help with a scientific principle known as spontaneous synchronization. Listen on to see what my crazy idea is all about. Twisters isn't just a film about wild weather. It's a pretty fine example of the drive of chaos and synchronicity. Twisters, I think, can be an example of how the use of the scientific principle of spontaneous synchronization enhances its narrative, providing a thrill ride of a story. I wonder if by applying these concepts not just to the stories we write but to everyday life, could we navigate complex situations more effectively and foster stronger, more resilient relationships? I leave the debate up to you of whether or not the film actually does use scientific principles such as spontaneous synchronization to create a narrative, but in any case, I'm hoping to see if at least we could agree that Twisters can serve as a reminder that both order and chaos play a crucial role in shaping our experiences and interactions, while looking at how spontaneous synchronization can help to bring people together. To start off, let's look at a quick synopsis of Twisters. Twisters 2024 is a standalone sequel to the 1996 film Twister. The movie follows a group of storm chasers investigating a series of tornado outbreaks in Oklahoma. The main character, Kate Carter, works with a team of storm chasers including Javi, Adi, Praveen, and her boyfriend Jeb. They use advanced technology to study tornadoes, hoping to reduce their intensity and secure funding for further research. However, during a field test, a tornado intensifies into an F5, resulting in the tragic deaths of Adi, Praveen, and Jeb, while Kate and Javi survive. 5 years later, Kate is working at a NOAA office in New York City. Javi, now working for a mobile tornado radar company, offers Kate a position to test a new tornado scanning system. Initially hesitant, Kate joins the team after a tornado destroys a town without warning. The team, along with a popular YouTube storm chaser, Tyler Owens, and his crew, chase multiple tornadoes, facing various challenges and personal conflicts along the way. The film culminates in a dramatic final confrontation with the largest tornado, where the characters must work together to gather crucial data and save lives. Throughout the movie, themes of teamwork, resilience, and the power of nature are explored, making Twisters a very well executed disaster film. Now, let's answer the question of what is spontaneous synchronization. Spontaneous synchronization is a phenomenon where independent entities synchronize their behavior without any central control. This can be observed in various real-world scenarios across nature, human behavior, technology, and social phenomena. In nature and biology, for instance, fireflies in certain parts of the world synchronize their flashing patterns, creating a mesmerizing display of light without any central control. Similarly, heart cells placed in a petri dish start beating independently but eventually synchronize their beats, demonstrating spontaneous synchronization at a cellular level. In human behavior, spontaneous synchronization can be seen in events such as clapping at concerts, where audiences often start clapping randomly but gradually synchronize their clapping to create a unified rhythm. Another example is walking in crowds, where people often synchronize their steps with those around them to avoid collisions. In technology and engineering, metronomes placed on a movable surface start ticking at different times, but eventually synchronize their ticks due to the slight movements of the surface. Similarly, in large power grids, generators can synchronize their frequencies without direct communication, helping maintain the stability of the power supply. Social and psychological phenomena also exhibit spontaneous synchronization in group decision making. Individuals often start with different opinions but may spontaneously reach a consensus through interaction and communication. Emotional contagion can spread rapidly among people in social settings. For instance, laughter or excitement in a group can become contagious, leading to synchronized emotional states. These examples highlight how spontaneous synchronization occurs across different domains, from natural systems to human behavior and technology, reminding us of the interconnectedness and harmony that can emerge even in seemingly chaotic environments. In relation to the film, we can see spontaneous synchronization through the growing admiration for each other between Kate Carter and Tyler Owens. At the beginning, they seem to be at polar opposites of the tornado chasing spectrum. On one end, we have Kate, who braves the challenges of collecting data on tornadoes in order to find a way to stop it on its path from devastating towns and the people who live in them. On the other end, we have Tyler, who chases tornadoes to get views for his successful YouTube channel. Spontaneous synchronization is illustrated in the film Twisters through the initial tension between the two main characters, who have different approaches and goals. The threat of the tornado forces them to put aside their differences and work together. This spontaneous synchronization of their actions and decisions in the face of a common threat illustrates how external pressures can lead to natural alignment. Their synchronized efforts to achieve a common goal despite initial discord highlight the power of spontaneous synchronization in overcoming personal conflicts. In a TED Talk on the phenomenon of spontaneous synchronization by Stephen Strogatz, he talks about three main rules that seem to be present in swarms like birds and fish. First of all, the individuals are only aware of their nearest neighbors. Second, all the individuals have a tendency to line up. And third, they are all attracted to each other, but they try to keep a small distance apart. All this changes, however, when a danger like a predator enters the scene. This then brings out a fourth rule: when a predator is coming, get out of the way. The prey move out in random directions, and then the rule of attraction brings them back together again. So there's this constant splitting and reforming. In the movie, this spontaneous synchronization and its rules play out in these ways. First, initial differences. Just like the individuals in a swarm are initially only aware of their nearest neighbors, Kate and Tyler start off with their own distinct motivations and goals. Kate is focused on the scientific aspect of tornado chasing, while Tyler is driven by the desire to gain views on his YouTube channel. Second, alignment over time. As the story progresses, Kate and Tyler begin to align their goals and work together. Similar to how individuals in a swarm tend to line up, their growing admiration for each other helps them find common ground and synchronize their efforts. Third, attraction and distance. The attraction between Kate and Tyler can be compared to the attraction between individuals in a swarm. They are drawn to each other despite their initial differences, but they also maintain a certain distance as they navigate their own personal challenges and goals. And four, response to danger. When faced with a common threat such as a particularly dangerous tornado, Kate and Tyler's synchronization becomes even more pronounced. This mirrors the behavior of prey in a swarm. When a predator approaches, they move out in random directions but are ultimately brought back together by the rule of attraction. So, through the film Twisters, we have a few ways that writers can use this example to craft their own stories. First, character development. Writers can create characters with contrasting motivations and backgrounds, similar to Kate and Tyler, by showing how these characters gradually align their goals and develop mutual admiration. Writers can create dynamic and engaging character arcs. 2. Conflict and resolution. The initial differences between Kate and Tyler can serve as a source of conflict in the story. Writers can use this conflict to build tension and then show how the characters overcome their differences, leading to a satisfying resolution. 3. Thematic depth. The concept of spontaneous synchronization can add thematic depth to a story. Writers can explore themes of unity, cooperation, and the power of working together in the face of adversity. 4. Plot structure. The rules of spontaneous synchronization can be used to structure the plot. For example, the story can start with characters being aware of their nearest neighbor's initial differences, then move towards alignment and attraction, and finally show how they respond to a common threat. And 5. Symbolism and metaphor. Writers can use the idea of spontaneous synchronization as a metaphor for human relationships and interactions. This can add layers of meaning to the story and make it more thought-provoking for readers. So, to reiterate, Twisters isn't just a film about wild weather. It's a fine example of the drive of chaos and synchronicity. The film can be an example of how the use of the scientific principle of spontaneous synchronization can enhance your narrative, providing a thrill ride not just for the audience, but for yourself as well as you're writing your stories. I hope you found something useful in this look at the film. Thank you very much for listening. Now let's get to some writing.